Maybe this morning, those of you who are here or those of you who are watching, you're just trying to catch your breath. It happens. Because life has stomach punched you or sucker punched you and knocked you on your back and knocked all the wind out of you. It happens. My friend Rick, now it's 3 weeks ago, my friend Rick served with us at the Orangeville Fair Oaks Food Bank. This is the first time. He doesn't come here, but he served with us. And on his way home, he talked to his older brother, who's his hero in life, and they got off the phone that Friday telling each other they loved each other, and on Saturday, his brother passed away unexpectedly. You talk to Rick, he got the wind knocked out of him. And when you can't breathe, nothing else matters. And this is where the disciples are at. And then suddenly, unexpectedly, this whole story is in John chapter 20. Suddenly, unexpectedly, Jesus came and stood in the middle. He stood in the middle of their fears. He stood in the middle of their doubts. He stood in their locked room where they were having trouble breathing. And this is what Jesus does. This is who he is. He shows up in our breathless places of life and speaks words. And you know what the first words he said to them? Peace be with you. Peace be with you. It's a wish and a command that they would have wholeness in every area of their lives. Did you know that that's Jesus' wish for you? Shalom. It's a wish for the Hebrew concept of shalom means all is well. So he goes into this locked room where the disciples can't breathe and he declares, guys, all is well. He speaks peace into the room before he does anything else because he knows everything is not well with the disciples. They're experiencing breathlessness, but he has risen from the grave and overcome the world. In fact, he had said before his crucifixion, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. It's hard to remember those words when you've had the wind knocked out of you. But then he says, peace be with you, and then he invites them to examine the evidence himself. After he said this, he showed them his hands and side, and the disciples were overjoyed when they saw the Lord. Wow. Jesus shows up in the middle of their breathlessness and invites them to have a personal encounter with him. This is what Jesus does. Even now, in the middle of your locked room of fear or discouragement or pain and your breathlessness, Jesus has entered speaking peace. Shalom. Can you sense his presence? I could during worship. You know, the Bible says, in fact, Jesus said, where 2 or 3 are gathered, he's here. He's here. He shows up when the wind is knocked out of us.